Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I'm going to talk about something that I don't think too many people think about. All they think is, I need money to buy a house. And you do. But today I'm going to talk about 10 different ways you can raise down payment money for your house. Now the first way would be a gift. If your parents or relatives or somebody is willing to gift you the money, and I'll tell you when this is really a good idea. When parents have a decent sized estate, they can gift, it used to be $10,000, I don't know what it is now, per year, per child, with no income tax. And they do that so they can avoid inheritance tax. So you could get part of your money as a gift. The other one would be the conventional way, savings and investments. So, you know, if you want something, you're probably going to have to work and save for it. That's the old-fashioned way to do it. Now another way, and I have done this, and it works. Just you got to know what you're doing. You got to be careful. You can use a credit card to buy a house. I did this back in the 80s. I had a whole bunch of credit cards, but I think I took 2 or 3 of them in and got a couple thousand cash advance on each card, and then took the money on the credit card and then transferred it all to a balance transfer card and paid no interest on that until it got paid off. That's a good way to raise money. I mean, you have to pay a fee up front, you know, and it's usually 2 or 3%. But then after you use the money and buy your house, then you don't have to pay interest on it. You can pay it off over time. Another way would be to get put a second mortgage on a different piece of property. So let's say that you owned a house and you want to buy a piece of rental property, and your equity in your house is $50,000. Well, you can go get, 80% of whatever the value is of the house, get that in cash, and go buy your rental property and use the money from the rental property to pay the loan. I would only do that if I could afford to pay the mortgage without relying on the rental property. But that is a way to do it, and a lot of businesses do it that way. A similar takeoff for that would be a home equity loan. It's not a second mortgage, but it is a loan on the equity in your property. And usually you can get those up to 95 or 100% of the value in your home. And all you have to do is write a check and they you just pay that loan off. It's just like a personal loan, only it's on your property. Now, if you don't pay it, it goes against your property and they can't take your house. So you need to be careful with that. Another way, and I don't see this too much anymore, but this used to be big back in the 80s, rent to own. You make an agreement with the owner of the house. Hey, I don't have a down payment, but I will in a couple of years, but I really want your house. How about if I pay you X amount of dollars each month for rent, and of that you take a percentage towards the down payment. That way when we go to finance, we can say that I put down whatever the percentage is, 10% down. Another way would be a partnership, and I am getting ready to do this. I remember reading when I was young that if you want to get something and you don't have all that it takes, go find somebody that's got what you need. As an example, to buy a house you need decent credit and you need cash. What if you've got the decent credit but you don't have cash? Go get a partner who's got some cash. Buy the property as a partnership and operate it as a partnership. Another way would be to cash out and refinance. So if you own a piece of property, you just cash out of it, put a mortgage on it, and then refinance it, and take the cash that you pulled out and go buy the property. And the last one I want to talk about is called the personal loan or personal note. Now, I get a personal note once a year, and I let the properties pay it off. The reason I do that is because it helps to keep the balance in your savings account up through the year. As an example, this last year, I got a personal loan for $1,500, and the reason I did it is because I knew that one of my properties was going to need new flooring, and it was going to cost a little over $1,400. So I got a $1,500 note, got the flooring in the house, and now each month for 12 months, all the properties are paying a little bit of that loan. So in effect, the properties themselves paid for the repairs, and it did not affect the balance in the savings account. So far, so good. Well, those are the 10 ways. I'm going to run down these again just so they're fresh. The first one would be gifting. Number 2, savings and investments. Number 3, a credit card, risky but doable if you know what you're doing. 4, a second mortgage on another piece of property. Number 5, home equity loan. Number 6, I forgot to cover, but number 6 is to sell stuff around your house. If you've got a lot of toys, motorbikes and boats and RVs and stuff, sell that, take that cash, put it towards your property. So number 6 is sell stuff. Number 7, rent to own. Number 8, form a partnership with somebody that has what you don't have to complete the deal. Number 9 would be a cash out refi. And number 10 is a personal loan. Well, those are the 10 ways that I have come up with cash to buy properties. And I think every one of them is doable. Every one of them is acceptable. But you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing, and you got to do it smartly. Don't put it on your credit card and then not be able to put it on a balance transfer card. Now you got to make payments, because they will rape you on the rates. So know what you're doing. Same with the refis. Same with the equity line of credit. You got to know what you're doing. You got to be prepared to be able to make those payments. But those are the 10 ways to come up with cash for a down payment on a piece of property. I'm going to give a bonus here. If you're a first-time home buyer, another way that you can raise cash is the state and federal all have grant programs, which means they give you the money. The first house I bought, I got a $6,000 grant, and they just gave me the money. Here, I had to jump through a few hoops on the computer, but they gave me $6,000. Here, put this down towards your house. Okay, that worked out good, and the bank counted that as a part of my down payment. So instead of coming up with $10,000, I only had to come up with $4,000. If you're a first-time home buyer, that's important news to know, and an important way to come up with cash. So we had 11 different ways to come up with cash for a down payment on a new piece of property. Well, that's all I want to talk about. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.